Welcome back to the deep dive. Today we've got a really interesting stack of source material to go through. It's all about a practice that is, I guess you could say simple, but also pretty radical.
And really challenging for a lot of people.
Exactly. We're talking about mirror work. Specifically, we're going to dive into the first 7 days of what's laid out as a 21-day program.
Right. And what's fascinating is that the goal isn't just, to feel a bit better. The source material is very clear.
It's big.
It's about fundamental structural change. It's about breaking free from old beliefs to, well, discover what's possible for your future. The source even calls it an act of true love.
A gift you give yourself. But let's be honest, because the sources they immediately get into the biggest hurdle, which is just that feeling of resistance. That feeling that it's silly or uncomfortable to look yourself in the eye and say, I love you, I really love you.
And they say that's completely expected. It's not a sign you're failing. It's actually a sign you're starting.
So it's okay if you're a week in and it still feels awkward?
Absolutely. The material says it could take several weeks, maybe even a whole month, before that feeling of comfort really settles in.
So the initial goal isn't really to believe it, is it? It's just to be able to say it.
Just to say the words without, flinching. That's the first win. And by day 7, the source suggests you should be noticing a real shift.
A shift in your relationship with the mirror itself. I love this idea that the mirror is invited to become your friend and constant companion.
Yeah, it stops being this judgmental object on the wall.
And becomes an ally.
Exactly. And that has a huge practical benefit. The mirror starts to function as this real-time feedback system. It helps you become, and I'm quoting here, much more aware of what you say and do.
So it's a constant guide reminding you to check in.
Right. And it's there for you when that inner struggle really kicks in. Because, just because you've done 7 days of work doesn't mean that voice just vanishes.
Oh, that voice of your inner critic, it's still there.
It's still there, ready with a negative comment.
Yeah.
And this is where that mirror as a companion idea becomes so important.
What's the instruction?
It's immediate. You're told to turn right to the mirror, look deep into your eyes, and affirm, I am worth loving.
So you're not just trying to think a positive thought, you're taking a physical action to counter the mental one.
It's like you're teaching your subconscious how to fight back, using your own reflection as the anchor for this new belief.
So the mirror becomes an accountability partner, but how does that actually change us on the inside? The sources have this really powerful metaphor for it.
They do. They talk about all our self-judgments and old stories as junk from your past that literally holds you back.
Junk you need to clear out to live in the present.
Right. And these aren't just like fleeting thoughts. They've built up. The source calls them layers of the past.
Layers? That sounds pretty substantial.
Well, they're built like bricks that make up a large wall. That's the metaphor. And what the mirror work does, according to the source, is that every single time you say a positive affirmation and you really mean it,
You're pulling out a brick.
you're removing another block in these layers. And eventually, as you take down that wall, brick by brick,
More light can get through.
exactly, more light and love to shine through.
That brick wall visual is so helpful. It sets you up for slow, steady progress, not some, overnight miracle.
It shows that persistence is key, but also that every single time you do the work, it counts. A block is removed.
But I do have a question about the language. When we call our past beliefs and experiences junk, is there a risk we're just creating a new kind of self-judgment?
That's a really good point. I think the material suggests the junk isn't the experience itself, but the negative story, the charge we've attached to it.
Okay. It's about the interpretation.
It's about releasing the belief that those experiences mean you're flawed. And they really drive home this one point. No matter what the problem is, the best way to resolve it is by loving yourself.
That's a huge claim, but it definitely motivates you to stick with it. Which I guess brings us to the specific, actionable steps for day 7.
Yep, the how-tos. This is where you start to really cement the changes.
So for the main exercise, you stand at the bathroom mirror, look into your eyes, and you say the affirmations 10 times, but you have to add your name.
Personalizing it is key. I love you name, I really love you.
And then there's the second part. I love you name, and I'm so proud of you for doing your mirror work.
That pride piece is so important. You're acknowledging the work.
Right.
But then it gets even more powerful with visualization.
Right. Ejecting the old disc.
Yeah, I love this one. It's so physical. You look at your forehead and imagine pressing a button.
And then you actually mime pulling out an old CD of all your negative beliefs.
And you throw it away. You don't just put it down.
Yeah.
You get rid of it. It's a ritual of letting go.
You're basically telling your brain, this operating system is officially retired,
Exactly. And once you've done that, you have to install the new one.
which is the second visualization, making the new CD.
Mm-hmm. And you do this while looking deep into your eyes. You imagine creating a new disc with affirmations like, I am willing to let go, or I am worth loving.
And the main takeaway from that part is the power is within you. You're the one programming the system.
You are. And to make sure it all sticks, day 7 includes a mandatory journaling review.
This part seems really critical. It's not just about doing, it's about assessing.
It's strategic. You start by reading what you wrote on day 1 and compare it to how you feel now. Then you have to identify where you're having the most success and, more importantly, the most difficulty.
You can't just skip over the hard parts.
You can't. And that leads to the final step. You create new affirmations to help you in those areas where you are having blocks.
So it becomes this like self-correcting system tailored just for you.
Precisely. It's what makes the practice evolve with you. It never gets stale.
Okay, that's the practical side. But then day 7 takes this huge philosophical leap with the heart thought.
Yeah, this one's a big one. All my experiences are right for me.
That is a radical statement of acceptance.
It is. And it connects to this metaphor of doors. The source says that since we were born, we've been going through doorways, which are just big changes.
And the key is to trust the process.
To trust that if you stay centered in ourselves, anchored in that self-love, you will always be safe no matter which doorway we pass through.
And that trust comes from believing we already have what we need.
Yes. That we came into this life equipped with everything we need, all the wisdom, the talents, the love. It's already in there.
The day 7 meditation takes that even further. It asks you to see your core self as pure spirit, eternal. That's a pretty big concept to connect with in a bathroom mirror.
It is, but the mirror is the tool. The argument is that when you look into your eyes, you're looking past the daily struggles, past the personality.
Past the junk.
Right, to connect with something deeper, to realize you are far more than our bodies, far more than our personalities, and far more than our past.
And this personal realization then expands outward, doesn't it? It connects to the world.
It does. The idea is that solutions to our biggest collective problems, especially in what the source calls extraordinary times, are found when we band together.
And self-love is the starting point for that.
It's the prerequisite. The logic is, on the level of spirit, we are all one. So healing the planet starts with healing ourselves. Loving the world starts with loving yourself.
It's amazing how much ground is covered in just 7 days. You go from feeling awkward saying, I love you, to this profound sense of oneness.
It's a huge shift. The source says that by the end of this first week, you're moving into a new space of consciousness. You're just willing to see yourself differently.
And that willingness is everything. The initial promise comes back around. Once you can say the affirmations with ease, positive changes in your life will happen.
The inner world shifts, and so the outer world has to respond.
So as we wrap up this deep dive, we've talked about trust and change and these doorways we're always passing through. What's the final provocative thought the material leaves us with?
It really pushes the whole idea of what an end is. It says, and this is just a beautiful thought, even when we pass through the last doorway on this planet, it is not the end. It is simply the beginning of another new adventure.
Wow.
So it leaves you to ponder, what would it actually feel like to live every single day with the deep trust that life is here to support you, no matter which door you have to walk through next? It reframes everything.